Hello everyone. So I just recently posted a video ranking every single episode of Dexter. Go check it out if you haven't. And thank you to all the support I've gotten on that video. It's done very well so far. Gained a lot of subs. I originally uploaded the video a few weeks ago and it got copyrighted, so I took it down and re-edited the whole thing. And after all that, it's still got copyrighted for one episode. And it of course had to be the #1 episode, the highest ranked episode in the whole video. So I understand that it may be anticlimactic. You know, you watch a 5-hour-long Dexter ranking video, and the #1 just has, like, all these fucking weird cuts and everything, because I had to cut parts out. So here is the full segment. Obviously, it's not in, like, full screen. You have Oliver Saxon staring at you. Just for the people that were interested, that wanted to see my thoughts on the #1 episode, here it is. There are also some weird cuts at other points, because I did use clips of this episode, like small clips at other points, and they still somehow detected it. So if there's, like, any weird cuts at any other points of the video, that's why. Besides that, let's just hope that the video doesn't get copyrighted again and it could stay up, because I want the video to be a good experience to watch. So yeah, let's just hope this doesn't have to happen again. And thank you all for watching. Here you go. #1. Born Free. This is pretty much the Dexter equivalent to Face Off from Breaking Bad. Everything just feels like it's crashing down all at once in a single episode. And that makes it the best in the entire show. The episode starts right where 111 left off, and Deb is tied up on a boat while Rudy is casually joking with her, acting like he's not about to fucking murder her. I guess this would probably be the perfect time to say that Rudy is one of the best characters in the entire show. I wouldn't say he's the absolute best villain, but he's up there with Dokes and Trinity for sure. And his connection to Dexter makes him so much more special. Also, his actor is fucking amazing. Shout out to Christian Camargo for making possibly the creepiest character in the whole show. Little post-editing note. I know I literally said like 2 segments ago that no villain in the show even comes close to Trinity's creepiness or whatever. They're creepy in different ways, alright? Trinity is creepy in like a scary way. Like, Brian's creepy in like I was talking about earlier, like the scene where Brian is like rubbing Deb's legs. Like, you just feel like he's about to fucking like cut your legs off, you know what I mean? Like, he's that kind of creepy. Trinity is more of the just like tall old man with the hammer kind of creepy. I hope you guys understand what I'm trying to say. I think Brian is the creepiest for the type of creepiness that I sound like I make no sense. I hope I'm making sense. But yeah, they're both extremely creepy in their own ways. While Dexter is panicking and looking for Deb, Dokes and Maria surprisingly don't take too much longer to find out about Rudy than Dexter himself, with the help of Angel. Angel is fucking goated in this episode. This guy is basically being tortured by his roommate in the hospital and is still recovering from the stabbing, yet does everything he can to help in the case against Rudy. Back to Dexter, he's looking for any hint that he can find that Rudy might have left for him, but he's interrupted by LaGuardia and Dokes, which gives us one of my favorite Dexter quotes.
What happened here, Dexter?
I couldn't find the remote.
Dokes is completely fed up with Dexter at this point, and is basically threatening him. So Dexter reveals that he just found out that Rudy was the killer, but didn't want to ruin Deb's relationship. While Maria goes back to the station, Dexter thinks of going to where he was born in Blood, the shipping container, to see if Deb is there, only for it to be filled with bananas, and I think you might know the rest.
Surprise, motherfucker!
It's been obvious from the start that Dokes hates Dexter with all of his heart, and knows what kind of person he really is. And this scene is Season 1's climax of that. Especially with another great line Dokes has.
Lab kick my ass.
Season 2 is basically all Dexter vs. Dokes, so the scenes of it in Season 1 are so special. Back to Rudy, he's casually bumping some Mozart while Deb is screaming for her life in his trunk while laying next to a corpse. And he also casually pulls over and tapes her mouth shut like nothing even happened. Gotta love the guy. The warrant on Rudy's house has been improved, so the PD starts going through everything, including Dexter, who finds the vinyl that says Born Free, alongside a Barbie doll with the shirt saying Home Sweet Home. This gets Dexter to find Laura Moser's old address, and he's led straight to Rudy himself. Or, should I say, Brian Moser.
Pliny.
You always had trouble saying Brian.
This is probably the second best plot twist in the whole show, only being beaten by another scene 15 minutes later in the episode. Brian and Dexter being brothers makes so much sense, but it's another thing that wasn't obvious at all. Even less obvious than Brian being the ice truck killer. Not to feel sympathy for a serial killer, but Brian's story is so fucked up. He wasn't even given a chance in that container, just because of how traumatized he looked. Right after this reveal, Angel finds Rudy's real name to be Brian Moser, and with the help of the new lieutenant, they track down his house. Before they're able to get there though, Brian has a one-on-one chat with Dexter, and this chat makes Dexter realize that Brian is literally the only person in the world that he can be himself with. Brian knows this, and since he's a master manipulator, he tries to convince Dexter to basically join him on the dark side and kill Deb. Brian is literally giving Dexter an opportunity of a new life, to be born free. And I honestly think that Dexter probably would have agreed and joined Brian if the person he cared about most in the entire world wasn't right in front of him. After a whole season of Dexter shutting Deb out and ruining her cases so they're to his advantage, and just being a really shitty brother, this scene right here makes up for all of that by showing how much Dexter really does care for Deb, to the point where all he's ever dreamed for is being offered to him, yet he still can't say yes because he needs to protect his sister. Their relationship was honestly so perfect here, and I hate how the last few seasons basically ruined it with the whole Deb being in love with Dexter thing. While I do really enjoy season 6 and 7, this was probably my least favorite part about both of them. And season 8's ending is just the worst thing that could have possibly happened to their relationship, in my opinion. This is even more reinforced in the scene with them in the ambulance. They're so clearly just two siblings that love and would do anything for each other, not actual lovers. Anyways, right when Brian tries to kill Deb, Dexter stops him and takes the knife away while Dokes and LaGuerta show up. And they chase after Brian, but don't catch him. Dokes is pissed at Dexter and wants to get him suspended, but Deb screams at Dokes and tells him that Dexter saved her life and he's a hero. Something that Brian just told Dexter he can't be. Now we have the aforementioned ambulance scene, and it's so hard not to feel bad for Deb. I know people that think Deb is really annoying, and I can see it at certain points, but the amount of shit that she goes through in not just this season, but this whole show, cannot be understated. Which, again, is why killing her was the stupidest fucking thing in the world. Dexter takes Deb to the hospital and seemingly decides to take her home for the night. He puts her to bed, then passes out on the couch. And as this happens, Brian breaks into Dexter's apartment to finally kill Deb once and for all. Only problem is, Deb is at the hospital, and this happens. Obviously, this isn't as big of a twist story-wise, but I was so fucking blown away by this scene on my first viewing. Another one that I had to pause and just take in what I was watching. Dexter then takes Brian and kills him in his apartment. And it's honestly a super sad scene, when it really shouldn't be. I don't know how many shows could really make me feel sympathy for two serial killers, but this one does that. Their bond is just really unmatched, and especially Dexter's reaction to this, which is more severe than basically any other reaction he has in this show. This has to be the best episode in the entire show. It's the season finale, it has the most iconic scene in the whole show, has multiple people's lives on the line, it's hilarious, it has multiple plot twists, and it develops two of the best Dexter characters greatly. If only they had put this much effort into the actual series finale, who knows how much more legendary this show would have been.